right, and we are live in 5 seconds.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2020 to 2021 end of season celebration for the ECTC. I am Carissa Fu. I'm one of your ECTC board members, as well as one of your tournament committee co-chairs. But today I will serve as your MC for our program. We are really, really excited to share with you guys all the wonderful things we've been doing over this past season. So as you guys know, typically we have our in-person tournament at the end of the year and we present our awards for students and teams. But fortunately, as we had a difficult year this year, but we were still able to have a great season. So we're gonna have a virtual celebration of all of our awardees instead. We will have a special video at the end of this program, so please stick around for that. This video was created by Memi Osuga, Harvard alumna, and so it'll be a really, really special thing for you guys to have to reflect on this season. So stick around for that. To start off, I'm going to pass it off to Master Dan Chuang, board member, to provide his reflections on the season.
Hello, everyone. I hope that you're all doing well. I can imagine that all of you are in different parts of the end of your semester for the most part, whether that is studying for your final exams or finishing up your regular semester, or even some of you, I know I've seen graduations happening, caps and gowns going around Boston. So I hope that this ceremony, this online ceremony, is part of the conclusion of your year, and that it also gives you some closure for all of your tremendous efforts this year as competitors and coaches and student leaders. Yeah, I hope that that despite all of the challenges that you face, that you've made some amazing memories this year. When we talk a lot about student athletics and what the purpose of student athletics is, obviously some of you may go on to do amazing things in the world of Taekwondo. Some of you may go on to compete in international competition, maybe even make a national team. But for the majority of us, and the purpose of student athletics is for you to make exceptional memories and learn lessons that you will keep with you for the rest of your life, and to make relationships that will stay with you. And that was certainly true for me as a Taekwondo athlete, as a collegiate athlete, and as someone who really poured a lot of effort into my collegiate athletic career. And that has really stayed with me and informed the person I am today. And I hope that that's true of you too. So when we think about the memories that we're going to look at today and reflect on your team's accomplishments, and hopefully you see some good photos and recognize some moments that you think about what you're going to carry forward from this year, what lessons you've learned, rather than just thinking about the results or wow, this year's over, or wow, I wish it had been in person. Maybe think about what you actually did receive from this year. I think when you look at all of the different sports and the different ways that they coped with the pandemic and the closures on campuses of athletic facilities and the restrictions on activities, I really have to say that Taekwondo comes out looking pretty good, collegiate Taekwondo in particular. I think there is something about the culture of Taekwondo, whether you talk about the five tenets or you talk about just the culture of indomitable spirit, or you talk about the culture of just overcoming obstacles, right? And doing it together as a group. That is special and specific to Taekwondo. And I think Taekwondo comes out looking very strong. I know for me and for my school and my programs and the programs that I witnessed, in the league this year, you all didn't stop for a second. You just kept forging right ahead. You didn't think about, you didn't lament the barriers you faced that I saw. I mean, maybe we all lamented a little bit, but you all really forged ahead and kept your program strong. So I have to just give credit to all of you for that. And also, credit the culture of Taekwondo. Martial arts is a lot of different martial arts. Certainly MMA is huge out there, and there's lots of great martial arts out there. I think Taekwondo, but martial arts equals sport plus culture, especially as we practice it. And I think one of the things to really recognize is the culture of Taekwondo, and the culture of the ECTC in specifically is very special. I think there's a selflessness, a paying it forward culture that you see everywhere, from the referees to the tournament committee to the coaches. The culture of paying it forward and that selflessness is kind of what has sustained us for almost 30 years now, over 30 years, I believe. And that is quite a legacy. The I would also add that for the teams that competed this year, not everyone had the opportunity to compete this year. So, be grateful for those of you who had rules on campus that allowed you to congregate or allowed you even to practice in your rooms on Zoom. Not everyone was allowed to do that. So, I think, again, gratitude is something that will carry you forward when you think about the challenging times we had this year. I did want to credit all of the coaches and student leaders out there. I didn't get to see everything, but I was definitely tracking a lot of your work on Facebook or on social media or just, kind of getting a sense of your teams through your competitions, your online competitions. And I really have to credit you for keeping your community strong. Really, these collegiate clubs, we know how hard it is to get athletes and student athletes to commit to an activity and to keep their attention throughout the year. So I really have to credit you. Some of you bring competitors consistently to tournament after tournament. I know that represents, hundreds and thousands of messages and emails and really keeping your working to keep your communities intact. And I know I have a pretty strong idea of who you were doing that. And I think it's almost like we had to create something out of nothing on our campuses this year, right? Without that physical in-person nature of workouts and without that closeness, we had to still create some hype around the season. And I think you all did a great job of that. So kudos to you. I also wanted to just give some credit to the referees, particularly referee chair Master Jamie Schulte. He's had a long history in the league, over 10 years. And when he came on, he just completely transformed our whole referee culture. I think if you look at Master Schulte, he's someone that carries the respect of referees around the world and in the country. And, we had a very international, high caliber group refereeing our tournaments this year, both in the ECTC and Ncta. And I think that's a credit to his character as much as his skills. He brings a lot of background as someone who's very good at organizing large groups of people, dealing with difficult personalities, and I think he's someone that I just value tremendously. And for all of the referees, they were long days on Zoom. I think we asked you guys sometimes to go for long stretches without bathroom breaks or meals, or and stay glued to your Zoom screens. And you all, I never heard any complaints, and that I that was transmitted to me anyways. And there was so much goodwill and camaraderie on the chats. It just made me laugh and smile each time I saw them. I also have to credit our tournament committee members, particularly our co-chairs, Tara Sarathi, Master Carissa Fu. They were just so visionary this year. And again, the volume of work that they produced and the amount of thinking that went into the tournaments, particularly early on. I mean, we thought about every contingency. And I mean, I think that first tournament, we must not have slept for a week because we were just trying to think through around all the corners and think of all the things that could go wrong. And then not only that, but they continued to improve the way that the tournaments are ran. It went a little smoother each time. They really did a great job of documenting the processes, and they were just relentless with their energy. I think that is just really awesome to behold. Although he's new to our group, I also want to credit William Esty, who's just been ever present. He provided the tech backbone for everything we did this year, not just for ECTC, but for Ncta and for other events around the world as well. And he's just, with a smile, we would ask him to do dozens of hours of work for a tournament. He never complained, and continued to come up with innovative solutions throughout the year. RIT alum, another ECTC alum. And then finally, to our board members, I just wanted to say thank you for continuing to empower and be the keepers of the culture of the league. I know some of you have your body of work, stretches for 30, 40 years in our league, 30 plus years in our league for some of you. So, I really value good people who understand really what is at stake with this league and how hard everyone has to work to upkeep that. So as you watch today's presentation, whether you're directly represented on the screen or not, just be proud of what you've done, celebrate your team's accomplishments, and also celebrate the accomplishments of others, and know that you were a part of everything that happened to the league, that we all lent a little bit of our energy, a little bit of ourselves to the league this year. And we, made some amazing stories together. All right. Enjoy, everyone. It's going to be a quick one from here on out. So I hope that you enjoy all of the awards, presentations, and media. I'm going to pass it back to Master Carissa Fu.
Thank you for those words, Master Chong. And I think we would all be remiss if we didn't say thank you to Master Chong for everything that you do for the league, for your leadership, and also for being a keeper of the culture for so many decades. So we really, really appreciate everything that you have done for all of us. I will continue with the thank yous to our referees and our tournament committee. So first to our referees. Right now what you're looking at are all the names of the referees who participated in our tournaments this year. As Master Chuang just said, we had referees from all around the country and all around the world. I think we had referees who judged from Iran to India, and we also, of course, had our Canadian friends with us. So you can see we've got a very, very strong referee corps, and this wouldn't have been possible without the leadership of Master Jamie Schulte as well. So I'll pass it off to Master Schulte, who will present our Referee of the Year awards.
Thank you, and I appreciate the kind words from Master Chuang and Master Fu. Certainly a big adjustment for the judges in general this year to the online format. I think it was, it's much more difficult to judge in Zoom than in person, but everybody rose to that challenge and, really helped the league forward. And I think great point, Master Chuang, that we normally pull from the Northeast for our judging pool, and we're used to those faces at most of our tournaments. But this online format had the great side effect that it let us reach around the world and across the country and bring in a lot more experience and folks to our events, which is great for the athletes. So that's fantastic. And I really appreciate that dedication and hard work that I saw from the 50 or so judges that we had as part of our season, which was also a very high number because of that ability to reach everywhere and bring in people who wanted to work with collegiate athletes and see this new format in action. So it was a great season in a lot of ways, actually, despite the challenges. And several deserving judges come to mind. It was a robust field of people that I could pull from for these awards, but I only get to recognize two, and our first referee of the year goes to someone who really put in that good work, but also brought a very positive attitude through those long days and helped keep the ring upbeat and energized, right through to the finish. Her dedication to the ECTC and Ncta events last fall and the spring, attending all 4 tournaments, it's really very much appreciated. So this one goes to Stephanie Janelle Imhoff. Hey, Stephanie. Yeah, thank you and congrats. If you wanted to say a few words.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was great to do something so powerful and moving and help others, even in a small way. So thank you so much for this award and the opportunity to continue refereeing through a time when we weren't going to have live Taekwondo tournaments.
All right. Well said. And thank you again. And you might be the farthest west that we've ever given this award. I think you're in Iowa, right? So
yes.
Yeah, that's a first for us. It's great.
Thank you.
Our other Referee of the Year award goes to someone who, also does that good, consistent work in the ring and has supported every online event we've had, Ncta and ECTC, since last summer. Always interested in when that next tournament will be and wanting to be a part of it, and just, also a great team player. So this person is also, I've noticed, really striving to improve himself. A lot of education seminars, looking for those opportunities, a wide range of opportunities to judge and kind of keep building that experience. So that's always great to see and recognize. So congratulations to Mark Zirianis. And Mark, if you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you so much. I'm so deeply honored. I am so inspired by the vibrancy and the work of the Ncta and the ECTC and all the collegiate organizations. For me, my Taekwondo journey was really solidified during my college years and the opportunity to practice Taekwondo. And during this unbelievable crisis, to see the amount of work that the collegiate Taekwondo community under your leadership on the referee side, Master Chung on the president side, and the entire group really, really inspired and lifted me up. It was my goal to be able to do what I could to help that, and I'm honored today to be recognized for the work that I did. Although I really feel that I was the beneficiary of all of it, because I really felt so lifted up by it, and I look forward to the upcoming year as the dynamic changes. of seeing everyone and judging and refereeing in person and online as the mix continues. So thank you for all your hard work, and I look forward to sustaining this relationship in the near future.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Mark and Stephanie. Appreciate your work and accepting these awards and kind of on behalf of yourselves and the referee community. And back to you, Master Fu.
Thank you, Master Schulte. We're just going to go straight to thanking our tournament committee members. So let's take a look at all of our tournament committee members who helped with us this past year. As you guys know, typically when you go into a tournament, you see all the people who have been helping out right there in front of you, but literally all of our members were behind the screens this year, from screen sharing during the event to making sure the scoreboards were updated properly, to making sure the competitors were in the room and managing the entire division. So we had a ton of tournament committee members helping us out. And one really new aspect we had to do this year as well was all the commentary. And as you guys know, we had long tournament days. So thank you to everybody who helped out at this event. And I'm going to pass it off to my tournament committee co-chair, the one and only amazing Tara Sarathi.
All right. Hey, everyone. Awesome seeing you guys on YouTube. Thank you all for joining in. I'm going to go ahead and present the TC of the Year award. And I think it might be pretty obvious who this person is. But this individual is the reason why we have virtual tournaments. Like he is the person who provided all the tech infrastructure, from setting up Zoom links to setting up YouTube links to creating the amazing scoreboards that you guys saw in our tournaments, to just making sure everything worked efficiently and fluently behind the scenes. And Master Trong already mentioned this person at the beginning, but I'll go ahead and say it. Congratulations to our TC of the Member of the Year award, Will Esty.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so honored not just to be receiving the award, but just to have had this opportunity. The brilliance and the passion behind the leadership of ECTC and Ncta with Master Chuang and co-chairs Master Sarathi and Master Fu, and of course Master Schulte heading all of the judging. It's something to be really just awed by in my regard. When I saw, my chance when the pandemic started, when I saw a chance to dedicate my time to help the Ncta and the ECTC, I didn't hesitate. I jumped right in and said, okay, if I can do this, this would be amazing. And I have learned so much. I've had so much fun doing it. And I really look forward to seeing the future of ECTC and Ncta. You guys are incredible. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Will, and congratulations. And thank you, Tara, for also all your leadership too during this year, being my co-chair. So I'm going to dive into our student awards. The first student award is going to go to our male MVP. So this first award goes to an athlete who has gone undefeated this season. I think he's a type of athlete where if you match up against their team, you kind of cross your fingers and hope that you don't actually get matched up against him. He's definitely, I feel, garnered that sense of respect and, of course, fear on the mat. But he's also the type of person where I feel like if you're his teammate, you just kind of want to stand next to him and work with him and just feel like, you're learning just by being around him. So just want to congratulate Kevin Jiang for earning this year's male MVP award.
Yeah, thank you so much for the award. It's really an honor for me to get it. And I think my experience so far in the ECTC League has been a very unique and rewarding one, especially since I've never really had like this collegiate kind of team atmosphere prior to ECTC. And even though the league has been like pretty much virtual this past year, I think it's still been able to provide a very rewarding and very fun competitive atmosphere. And yeah, it's been a very fun time for me so far, and I'm looking forward to the next year of like having fun in the competitions. I'd also like to thank Coach Chuang for being an awesome mentor and a fun person to be around for the past few years. I'd also like to thank the very fun bunch of athletes at MIT. They're very cool people that I've been able to have the blessing to be around. And finally, I'd like to thank the ECTC board, who's I'm sure has put in countless hours into these kinds of competitions to bring this kind of fun atmosphere for all of us to compete in. So thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, and congratulations. All right, I'm going to turn it back over to Master Tara Sarathi, who will be presenting the Division 3 awards.
All right. Hello, everyone. So, Division 3 awards. In third place, with 20 points, is Harvard University. Yeah! Woo! Go Harvard!
Harvard, way to go, Harvard.
In second place, with 42 points, SUNY Cortland.
Woo!
Nice job. Woo!
And in first place, with 105 points, the University of Vermont.
Yeah!
Yay!
Woo!
And with that, I will turn it back over to you, Master Fu.
Thank you, Master Sarathi. All right, once again, I'm going to turn it over to Master Schulte, who will be presenting our Female MVP Award.
All right, so it's exciting to see an MVP award mainly on the basis of PUMSE, right? I think that's been a factor in the past, but this year, of course, it was front and center. And the extra challenge this season of making your PUMSE translate well to Zoom and of excelling both as an individual in the Ncta events and as part of a strong team to get deep into the division in the ECTC events, right? In addition, there was the wild card of the kicking event at the Ncta tournament last month. So our female MVP has the best record across those 4 tournaments in the season as a female athlete, including 5 medals this season. 3 golds in the ECTC and Ncta events, best Ncta female collegiate athlete last fall, tied with a national team member in the finals in PUMSE this spring, placed in a large kicking division in the kicking challenge, right? And the only black belt to medal in both PUMSE and the kicking challenge. So impressive, right? And on top of that, captain of the team and led important training and mentoring initiatives that helped keep the team going in this crazy year to bring over 30 competitors to events during the season. So outstanding all around. And this year's female MVP award goes to Elizabeth Stowe of MIT. Congratulations.
Well done, Elizabeth.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, this is such an honor. Thank you very much. I guess I would just like to say that throughout my time in college, ECTC competitions have always been like the highlight of what I'm looking forward to, especially back when they're in person. We would literally like get up at like 2 a.m. and like bus over to where there were competitions, and then we would just like not be able to sleep before because I'm just so excited about it. And this season, even though it's been very different from the previous seasons when they're in person, I think it really goes to show just like how strong the ECTC community is and how resilient we are as a group. You see people competing from bedrooms without enough space, people competing in common spaces, sharing space with other people doing other stuff in the background, and people that need like move spaces throughout the day, etc. So, and of course, the wonderful TCs that are able to adapt very quickly to this pandemic situation and even able to hold these successful tournaments online. I just really would like to thank everyone. Thank my coach, Dan Chuang. I also like to thank my mentor, who's actually Kevin Jiang. And I would also like to thank my MIT co-captains and everyone else at MIT. And just thank you all very much. It's been a great time and looking forward to next season.
Great. Congratulations, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and congratulations. Very well deserved with a very impressive record this year. All right, it is now time for our Division 2 awards. So let's bring back Tara Sarathi.
Thank you so much, Master Christopher. And now for our Division 2 awards. In third and in second place, With 182 points, Princeton University.
Woohoo! Way to go, Princeton!
And in first place, with 289 points, Rutgers University.
Yay! Well done, Rutgers.
And with that, we'll hand it back to you, Master Fu.
All right. Thank you, Master Sarathi. So we will be passing it off to Master Dan Truong. We'll present our final student award today, the Student Leader Award.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, as with all years, we never really know on the board. We see the recommendations. We never really know all of the hard work that the student leaders put in. And I know it's a lot, from personal experience and also watching my athletes year after year. So, just keep that in mind. We have to kind of just go by what we see and what we see in the recommendations. But I think one person that really stood out to me and to the board this year is an athlete who led in a program that did not have a non-student coach. It was completely student-led. And I think that this team really showed a lot of energy and also a lot of professionalism in their interactions with the league, and really dealt with a lot of obstacles and a lot of bureaucracy also, more than the average school would face. And so this award goes to Richard Sung of West Point. I know that they have a lot of obligations. They can't necessarily, there he is, okay. Oh, that's a nice looking picture. But we know that West Point has had a long tradition in our league, kind of on and off and under different leadership and different coaches. But it's just really good to see, especially after losing some very strong student leaders a couple of years ago, to see them thriving even during COVID times, and to pivot from being a school that didn't necessarily prioritize Pumse to being very strong in Pumse. I know they've gotten some strong recruits the past couple of years. So really appreciative that they pivoted so strong, and I really enjoyed seeing the choreography too, I must say, for the kicking challenge at Ncta. But he can't be here, so I'm accepting this award on his behalf. Back to you, Master Fu.
Thank you so much, Master Truong, and congratulations to Richard Sung for your award. Definitely well-deserved as well. All right, back to Master Tara Sarathi for the Division 1 awards.
All right, thank you, Master Fu. So now, Division 1, in third place, with 226 points, the United States Military Academy. Woo!
Yeah, West Point.
And in second place, with 500 points even, we have Cornell University. Woo! Cornell, you're amazing.
Cornell my team.
Ha! Cornell fighting.
Ha!
Cornell fighting.
Ha ha ha!
Yeah!
Woo!
And in first place, with 987 points, we have MIT. Woo!
MIT.
MIT. Ha! MIT. Ha ha ha!
Woo!
Yeah, MIT.
And with that, we're going to transition over into team pictures.
Before we do that, Master Sarathi, can we present the Resilience Cup this year?
Yes, we can. Hang on one second, Master Fu, while I get that ready for you.
We are so excited to share this with everyone. As you all know, we typically hand out our League Cup, but given the year that we've had, we felt that we needed to give out the Resilience Cup this year. So just wanted to share that with you all.
Yes. Thank you, Carissa. Please continue talking while I queue up the slides really quickly.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's no surprise that the team who earned this cup this year is our Division 1 winners, MIT. with 987 points, but we just want to make sure that you guys saw that you are receiving a physical cup, the Resilience Cup, to remind you of the amazing season that you've had and definitely showed a lot of grit and strength this year competing at the ECTC and Ncta tournaments. So congratulations to the entire team.
Great. Thank you again. Thank you so much, MIT. I'm actually going to defer to Master Fu to keep talking for a couple of seconds while I cue everything up on my end for team photos. So please continue talking, Master Fu.
Absolutely. Why don't I come back to the screen? So hi, everyone. We typically in, last tournament of the year would have our graduating seniors come up and we would give them a shout out. And of course, you would take a huge team photo with all of the teams or a league photo of all the teams at the end. But we can't do that this year. So instead, we requested for photos from all of you guys. And so we'll be sharing the photos that we received. So we hope you have fun kind of reliving these memories of your teens. And I hope that was enough time, Master Sarathi. All right. Thank you, Master Tara, for sharing the slides. Sorry that the music cut out, guys, but as you can see, this is live. Anything can happen. All right. Now, I'm really excited to intro the highlight video for you guys. Like I said at the top of the program, ECTC athlete, former ECTC athlete, Harvard alumna, Memi Osuga, she put together this video. She combed through the 4 tournaments to find, all the footage to put into this 2-minute video, but it is incredible. And I really hope it really is a nice piece for you guys to keep forever and kind of reflect on this time. Like I said, this season was very unique, and you got all of the student athletes definitely showed great resilience and grit, and just basically stepped up and made the most of a really difficult time. So please enjoy this video for you guys to remember the year.
Good morning,
and
ECTC.
welcome everyone to the ECTC
Collegiate Taekwondo Conference.
시작. 커넥. 준비. 시작.
Hype our competitors up here. Make you really feel the energy in the room. Energy in the room.
This is ring one. Got a lot of dedication from all of our athletes out here today.
Competing this tournament all the way from Korea.
Are you ready?
All set, ready to go.
We manage these, we're flexible, we go with it.
Taekwondo.
No life outside of Taekwondo. In quarantine and still performing.
We are now in the semifinal rounds. Wait to see scores.
That places her in the first.
Really interesting to see how many different unique spaces these athletes are using throughout this day to compete.
Capturing the essence of Zoom sports.
Connect.
Fantastic.
Wonderful judges.
So this kicking challenge again is the first time that we are operating a sparring combination challenge in an online live event.
Awesome weekend of Taekwondo.
Class of 2020.
Zoom.
You know, being in quarantine.
Great job to all of our athletes. So we will see you soon.
All right, we hope you enjoyed that video. I know I definitely enjoyed it. So we are at the end of our program now. I'm going to kick it back to Master Dan Trong for our closing remarks.
Wow, I really enjoyed that video too. Those of you who don't know, Ncta is actually a filmmaker. She graduated with a degree in animation and filmmaking, so some of those little effects that she put in there were great. That was so original, and I believe all of the sound effects came from the actual sound feed itself from the tournament. So that was 100% the noises that we all collectively made. So that's really special. And then also I wanted to say, looking at the photos of all of the seniors, I know maybe not every single senior was represented there, but I'm just very touched to see that people are made this a big part of their lives in college, and hopefully will take that with them, as they go forward in their early careers, and will leverage those lessons learned. Next fall, it's interesting. I'm not sure what the fall will bring. I'm sure that's the question that's on everyone's minds. Will we have in-person competitions? Will there be sparring? And the short answer is we just don't know yet what the restrictions will be at from our member schools, what their policies will be like for internal practices, and what it will be like for traveling competitions. But I think it's a pretty safe bet to say that there will be some combination of in-person and online activities next year for the league. I think that's a pretty safe bet. It's unlikely that we'll be 100% everything back to normal in the fall, but I think it's also a safe bet to say that we'll be closer to normal than we were this year as a whole. Be safe, everyone out there. Continue to take precautions and to keep each other safe, and to look out for each other during the summer. And I hope that you all continue to train this summer wherever you are. That's something that we can do, and stay in touch. And again, hold on to those people that are close to you. Make a little extra effort to expand your circle, and to keep those relationships going, even if they are ones that aren't necessarily the super closest ones now. You never know, that person that you competed with or even against in college may come back to wind up being a great friend later in life. So value those moments that you have. This concludes our ceremony. Thank you all for tuning in, and I really look forward to seeing you all in the fall. And again, be safe and be well. Thank you.